Thank you for joining us for this evening's business session of Santee Electric Cooperative's 2023 annual meeting. My name is Lou Green. It's a pleasure to be with you tonight. The board has asked me to kind of help guide us through our business session, and it's very nice to have you joining us as well. If you join the lines of people who are coming in and registering today, we appreciate that. And your name went in the prize drawing, and we'll see whether you won a prize tonight as well. And if you were one of those people who came through, you may be interested to know that we were looking for a quorum of 5% of the membership of Santee Electric Cooperative in order to be able to conduct business at tonight's business session. A quorum is 1,717 members of Santee Electric Cooperative, and we registered 4,629 members in the drive-through registration. That's pretty good. It is not only pretty good, it is a record registration for Santee Electric. Last year we were 4 fewer registered, and the year before that I believe it was something like that. It was tied with that. So we beat the record. So congratulations to you, and thanks again for coming. We're going to allow the roll call to be the computer-generated registration listing of all the members who registered for tonight. So we have a roll call. We have a quorum. We'll begin this evening's meeting with an invocation. I'm going to ask the Reverend Alan Neesmith, who is a board member here at Santee Electric Cooperative, to come forward. He represents District Number 4, and he's going to offer our invocation. Mr. Neesmith.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we thank you for the blessing of seeing yet another day. We are grateful that you protect us, you heal us, and you provide us with every good thing we need. As we come into your presence, create in us a clean heart and renew a steadfast spirit within us. Forgive us, Lord, of errors of yesterday, and bless us to walk closer in your path today. Help us to put our trust in you so that we may follow your path in all we say and do. Guide us, O God, to do your will, and keep us, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Neesmith. Let's say the Pledge of Allegiance together, shall we? And in order to do that, I'm going to welcome Santee Electric Cooperative linemen Chris Fry, Causey Ellis, and Jason Floyd. They're going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And after the pledge, we'll share the national anthem through a video that was produced by Van O'Kane and Chase Toller, and featuring Santee Electric employees. They included on the video lineman Billy McKnight, Chris Fry, Jason Floyd, Benji Floyd, Zach Coker, and Jamie Springs. And on the video singing the national anthem, you'll hear the voice of Wanda Brown, who is a member of Santee Electric. But first, the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was
Very nice. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And thank you to those who helped with the video there and a lovely rendition of the national anthem. Well, let's see. I have a copy of the notice that was sent to everybody. It came wrapped around South Carolina Living Magazine. And we won't read it. If I may, without objection, decide that we won't read it. Do I hear any objection? No objection, so we won't read it, but everyone got that. It was sent to all members of Santee Electric Cooperative. I also have a copy here of the minutes from last year's annual meeting. I'd be happy to read that, but I would guess that you don't want me to. And we'll trust that it was written correctly, and without objection, we'll accept the minutes as submitted. Now please give your attention to a few reports tonight for your 2023 annual meeting, beginning with Chairman Billy Morris, who is the chairman of your board. Mr. Morris?
Thank you, Lou. I appreciate that. Good evening, gentlemen and ladies. As board chairman, it is my privilege to take this opportunity to thank you for coming out to our 2023 annual meeting. As Lou has stated, we had a record turnout, and we certainly appreciate your participation. Thank you again. At this time, I would like to take the opportunity to recognize your other board members. Mr. Alan Neesmith, who just gave our invocation, is the vice chairman of this board, and he represents District 4. Mr. Bill Floyd is the second vice chairman. He resides in Georgetown and represents that district, which is District 8. Mr. Stanley Paisley is the secretary-treasurer, and he represents District 7. Mr. Don Coker, who resides in Lake City, represents District 3, and he is our assistant secretary-treasurer. Our other distinguished board members are Mr. Walter Sanders, District 1, Mr. Dudley Musier, District 2, Mr. Andy McKnight, District 5, Mr. Harry Walters, District 9. And last but definitely not least is Mr. Sam Floyd, our attorney. As board members, we are happy to represent you, and we thank you for your support for this cooperative. Thank you very much. Lou, I'll turn it back to you, sir.
Thanks, Mr. Morris. If you were one of the many people who came through the registration line for this year's annual meeting, and then if you are also joining us online tonight to listen to the business session, then you have a particular interest in your cooperative, and we thank you for that. It's a good opportunity for us to hear a report on how the cooperative is faring this year, and for that we'll ask our president and CEO, Mr. Rob Artis, to come forward with that report. Mr. Artis?
Thank you very much, Lou, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And before I begin my normal comments, I want to take a couple of moments to recognize the gentleman that just left the podium. Lou Green has been a tremendous asset to Santee Electric Cooperative and really the cooperatives across our state and our country for quite a few years. He started when he was 10 years old. And we have really been blessed to be able to have him to be the master of ceremonies for so many of our annual meetings. We've kind of taken for granted the fact that what Lou brings to the table, that great voice and the ability to work a crowd and the smooth way of running a business meeting. Many of you may know that Lou had a prominent television career before he came to the electric cooperatives of South Carolina, but I bet what many of you don't know is that Lou has also done this type of thing for cooperatives at the national level. The first time that I went to a national cooperative annual meeting, you know, today has been Santee Electric's annual meeting, but I went to a national cooperative annual meeting, and I sat down for my first co-op annual meeting at the national level, and I looked on the stage, and lo and behold, there was our own Lou Green. And I said, hey, that's our guy. And it's such a great thing. Evidently, the folks at the national level recognized the talent that he brought to the table for the state of South Carolina and have used him for quite a few years. We've learned that Lou is retiring from the electric cooperatives of South Carolina, and I just want to take a moment to express how much he has meant to us at Santee Electric Cooperative. And despite all of the things that I've already named, the one thing in my history with Lou that stands out the most is actually some remarks that he made to our group fairly recently. He was speaking in front of our group, and you know, there's so many things that the cooperatives deal with on a regular basis: technological issues, political issues, a lot of things that kind of get you lost in the weeds from time to time. And I like to think of Lou as that really good football coach who brings you back to the fundamentals, who says really it's all about blocking and tackling. And Lou said this. He said, when you think about what we provide for the membership, this statement needs to be just as true today as it was 80 plus years ago when we turned on the first lights, and that is the co-op is a good thing. And as long as we set our sights on making sure that what we do is good for our membership, we can do no wrong. And so that I really wanted to say is something that Lou said to our group that has resonated with me, something that I will remember for a long time. The co-op is a good thing. And really, Lou, I just want to say what a pleasure and an honor it has been to watch you work and also to work beside you from time to time. So thank you to Lou Green. While I'm thanking folks, I do want to echo the chairman's comments and thank our board of trustees. You know, it makes my job so easy to realize that I work for people who work for our member owners. And when those priorities are lined up, it really makes what we do a good thing. It makes what we do an easy thing. And my ability to work for a group of individuals who have the membership's best interests at heart all the time makes what I do fun. It makes what I do endearing. It makes what I do easy. And so I want to thank them. I want to thank the employees of Santee Electric Cooperative. I've said this several times before, and if the Lord's willing, I'll say it again. A production like what we did today, the annual meeting, is a big deal. It takes a tremendous amount of preparation. It takes a tremendous amount of man hours. It takes a tremendous amount of technology to make everything work is a big deal. And we set a new record today, and I hope we set another record next year. Thank you all for helping us set this record, but what has made this annual meeting work is the employees of Santee Electric Cooperative. We had an idea that we could do a drive-through annual meeting, but it was the employees that put that idea to reality. They're the ones who made it work. My job on annual meeting day is really just to smile and shake hands and wave at people and maybe make a speech at the end of the night. It's the employees at Santee Electric Cooperative that make the annual meeting work and make so much of what we do work. It is a great thing to be part of a great team, and I want all of you to know that I am blessed to be part of a great team here at Santee Electric Cooperative. Now, by now, you should have all received a letter from me talking about the new rate structure that Santee Electric Cooperative will be implementing this July. So on July 1st, we've asked you to pay a little bit more of attention to the power that you use during the 3 hours on a hot summer afternoon or a cold winter morning. And the rest of the time, the other 21 hours of the day, it's basically 50% discounted. We're really excited to bring that rate to you, and we've been working on this for a long period of time. And the reason we're so excited about this is because for years, for decades in fact, when someone would reach out to us in person, in the grocery store, over the telephone here at Santee Electric and say, my power bill was a little higher than I wanted it to be last month. What can I do? What can I do to decrease the amount of money I have to pay for my electricity? For all those years, the only answer that we could give them was, you just have to use less. You have to use less kilowatt hours, and therefore your dollars at the bottom of the bill will be less. And that's not a satisfying answer. It wasn't satisfying to the member who heard that answer, and it certainly wasn't satisfying to the employee who gave that answer. And so I'm happy to tell you today that that answer is not all of the answer anymore. Now it's not so much about how much you use, but when you use it. And so we're very fortunate to be able to present this to you. Many of you have already been helping us by participating in our Beat the Peak program. That has helped your cooperative, and now in exchange with this new rate structure, this can lead to direct savings for you. By putting the right price signal at your fingertips, by putting the power to allow you to save in your hands, you can save and your cooperative can save. Because remember, your cooperative is a not-for-profit organization. What helps you helps us and vice versa. By lowering our costs, we can lower your costs and vice versa. So you might think, well, Rob, if this is such a good thing, why are we only starting it now? The reason we're only starting it now is because it is technologically difficult to bill this way. I mean, let's think about the way that we used to bill for electricity. I remember when I was a kid, my mother would get a little card in the mail from Santee Electric Cooperative, and she'd hand me the card and say, hey, how about go outside and read the meter and fill out these dials? And I'd look at the meter and I'd fill out the individual dials, and we'd mail that card in, and a few days, maybe a week later, we'd get a bill back from Santee Electric Cooperative, because that's all it took back then to calculate a power bill. We needed one number. How many kilowatt hours did you use last month? And so we would take this month's reading, compare it to last month's reading, and the difference is how many kilowatt hours you used in the last month. And that's how we generated bills for our 45,000 accounts. Now, that's a very simple way to generate a bill, but it doesn't provide a lot of information. When someone would call in and say, when did I use all of this electricity? Well, we didn't know. All we knew was sometime last month you used all of this electricity. We didn't know what time of day. We didn't know what day of the month. The way we do this now, we do know what time of day. We do know what day of the month. But it requires us to keep track of a tremendous amount of data points. I mean, let's think about it. If we need one number to generate one power bill for 45,000 accounts, that's 45,000 numbers we have to keep up with. On the other hand, if we need to keep a number for every hour of every day of every month for all of those 45,000 accounts, just for 1 month's worth of power bills, we need over 32 million data points just to generate a month's worth of power bills. It's difficult. But because I work with a great team, we are able to provide that for you. And we're very excited about doing that this summer. So we're providing you the opportunity to save, because when you save, your cooperative saves and vice versa. Now, I want to wrap up with a rather serious note. One of the great things about what we do at Santee Electric Cooperative is that at its core, it's rather simple. We provide safe, reliable energy at the lowest possible cost. That's my job. That's the employee's job. That's the trustee's job. That's Santee Electric's job. Safety, reliability, affordability. Everything else is extraneous. At its core, that's what we do. Now, the new rate structure that I just referred to, for example, is one example of our managing those costs so that we can help with that affordability piece of the puzzle. Another way that we help manage that cost for you is through a contractual right that your cooperative has to collectively bargain with the other cooperatives in the state of South Carolina to go after the absolute best wholesale power rate for you, our ratepayers. Now, there are some out there who would try to take that right, that obligation, away from you, that right away from your duly elected cooperative trustees. There are some out there who would hinder us from pursuing that best deal for you. There are some out there who like to pretend that they know more about running a cooperative than your cooperative does. Now, rest assured, your cooperative is fighting hard to preserve that right for you. Now, I know what I said was a little ominous. It sounded a little doom and gloom, and I want to tell you, I want to end this on a positive note. Today, I am exceptionally optimistic. I believe that the struggles that we're dealing with right now will come to a good ending. But there may come a time when your cooperative calls upon you to join your collective voices together to help us tell our story, to tell all who would listen, to bear witness to what the cooperatives have done for the communities that we serve and the members who own us, to tell all who would pretend that they know more about running your cooperative than you do, to tell the special interest groups that your cooperative has been handling its business for nearly a century, and we don't need their special interests to get in the way of our finding the best deal for you. Our only special interest at Santee Electric Cooperative is the members who own us. So I hope that day never comes, but if it does, I'm glad to know that you are here for us. And I just want to say until that day, simply thank you. Thank you for the support that you've given to Santee Electric Cooperative. Thank you for all that you do for your co-op, and thank you for allowing me to work for you. Thank you. Good luck in the prize drawings.
Thanks, Mr. Artis. The one thing I have come to understand about electric cooperatives, not only here but in co-ops across the state, is that they have members who love their co-op. So it's good to know that you're watching and good to know that you'll be there if your cooperative needs you. Well, another piece of information that you received was the Treasurer's Report. It was published with the meeting notice in this edition of South Carolina Living Magazine. It will also be made available to you at santee.org, www.santee.org, your cooperative's website, should you be interested in looking at that. I commend it to you. Now to our elections. Each year at this time, some members of the Board of Trustees rotate up through a term of service on the board, and comes time for election of their seats. Well, Santee Electric's bylaws state that whenever the number of candidates seeking election does not exceed the number of trustees required in a particular district, balloting may be dispensed with in respect to that district, and that district nominee may be elected by acclamation. Well, given that in districts number 6, 8, and 9, the seats were uncontested, the following nominees are hereby elected by acclamation based on the description in your bylaws. They include Billy L. Morris, Jr. in District 6, Bill Floyd in District 8, and Harry Walters in District 9. So congratulations to those three people who will now serve you for 3 years on your board. Congratulations to them, and thank you for your participation in your annual meeting. Now we come to any unfinished business to come before the meeting at this time. Is there any unfinished business? No unfinished business. Is there any new business to come before the meeting? No new business to be considered. In that case, I would consider adjourning the meeting and drawing the prizes. And I suspect there's no opposition to that, so we will consider the meeting adjourned. Now, if you'll stick with me just a minute, we're going to draw some prizes or announce some prizes to you. First of all, some scholarships. I have here in front of me 4 boxes with a number of tickets inside. Each year, Santee Electric Cooperative awards 8 $500 scholarships to high school seniors, 2 from each of the 4 counties that Santee Electric serves: Clarendon County, Florence County, Georgetown, and Williamsburg counties. And then finally, we'll put all those tickets back in the selection, and everybody will have a chance at the $500 scholarship that we'll talk about in just a minute. So first, let's draw 2 from, let's look, I'm going to go for in alphabetical order and pick Clarendon County here. And let's see, got to pick 2. The first from Clarendon County is Andrew Tanner Buck. Andrew is the child of Ernest Buck, and he plans to go to Clemson University. Oh my goodness, he's got a 4.7 average. So congratulations to him. And one more from Clarendon County. The second winner is Lily S. Malone. Lily S. Malone. Lily is hoping to go to Trident Technical College. Congratulations, Lily. So we'll put that to the side. And next, we'll go to Florence County. So we'll pull out of the Florence bucket. And another scholarship goes to Kiara Hernandez. Kiara Hernandez. And she hopes to go to Francis Marion University. So congratulations to her. And then let's pick one more from Florence County. That would be Mary Catherine Cameron. Mary Catherine Cameron. Mary Catherine hopes to go to USC Sumter, so congratulations to you. Next, we've got Georgetown County, so we'll look inside the Georgetown County container. And let's see. Looks like Matthew Martin, maybe? Matthew Martin. And if I did not pronounce that correctly, we've still got your name listed here and your phone number. Matthew wants to go to Clemson University, so congratulations to you. And one more here from Georgetown County. And the second winner from Georgetown County is Abby Lynn, looks like Malance. I think that's Malance, M-A-L-L-A-N-T-S. Excuse me if I mispronounced the handwriting that was there. Going to Coker University, so congratulations. And finally, Williamsburg County. So for the two in Williamsburg County, the first winner is Tucker L. Klein. Tucker Klein wants to go to the University of South Carolina. Congratulations, Tucker. And one more here from Williamsburg. Emiya Jakira McFadden, and she wants to go to Horry Georgetown Technical College. Congratulations. Now then, let's be sure we do this right. Finally, all the applicants are put into the same big drawing for a $500 scholarship sponsored by Santee Electric, chapter of Women Involved in Rural Electrification. The Karen Altman Memorial Scholarship. In July, Santee Electric Cooperative's own lights were dimmed by the loss of one of their own. Karen Altman was an employee, a wire member, and above all else, a friend. She was a dedicated employee here at Santee Electric Cooperative for 43 years. She was also a strong woman with a gentle spirit who shared her light with so many, and it's in her honor that Wire has established this scholarship to help continue sharing Karen's light. So, am I right? We put them all into one? Bear with me. Excuse me. All right. Got everybody in one here. And the $500 Karen Altman Scholarship goes to Mayaja Bishop, and she wants to go to North Carolina A&T. Congratulations there. Very good. All right, well, those are all of the scholarships. Now, let's move on to the prizes, which everybody enjoys. This year, we've simplified things and we've let the technology pick a random set of winners, still as fair as the roll cage would be. And so I have a list of 20 gifts here, and I have the winners that the technology has chosen, and so I'll read those out to you. This is fun. Here's a $50 Walmart gift card, and the winner is Ronald Jordan. Ronald Jordan. Here's another $50 Walmart gift card, and that one goes to Sylvia J. Green. Sylvia J. Green gets a $50 Walmart card. Another $50 Walmart card goes to Ronald Nelson, Jr. Ronald Nelson, Jr. And our final $50 Walmart gift card goes to Nakisha Nelson. Nakisha Nelson. Now then, we've got a 22-inch tabletop griddle, and the winner of the griddle is Hester P. Grant. Hester P. Grant. Here's a Ninja 2 basket air fryer, and Jake Strickland Jr. wins that one. Jake Strickland Jr. Here we've got a channel lock 220-piece mechanics tool set, and the winner of that is Devan Matthews. Devan Matthews. We have a Food Saver Premier Multi-Use Vacuum Sealing System, and that goes to James C. Stewart. James C. Stewart. Here's a Santee Electric Pressure Washer, and Moses Gibson is the winner of that one. Moses Gibson. Here's a 32-inch smart TV by Vizio, and the winner of that is Travada Granberg. Travada Granberg. A $100 gift card from our CS Material Supply Cooperative. CS provides a $100 gift card to Willie A. Graham. Willie A. Graham. An Ecobee 3 Light Smart Thermostat. That goes to Carolyn R. Bledsoe. Carolyn R. Bledsoe. Here's a $200 energy voucher for Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray got a $200 energy voucher. Now a $300 energy voucher for Alan T. Barkers. Alan T. Barkers. A $400 energy voucher goes to the Broad Swamp PH Church, which I'm going to guess is Pentecostal Holiness. The Broad Swamp PH Church, $400. That'll come in handy there. And now a $500 energy voucher for Isla Cole. Isla Cole. Next, we've got an Apple 10.2-inch iPad with Wi-Fi, 64 gigabytes of storage. It's a nice silver color, and it is for Claudette Graham. Claudette Graham for the Apple iPad. Another Vizio television, a 65-inch 4K QLED HDR smart TV, and that goes to Lily A. Brown. Lily A. Brown. Here's a Blackstone 36-inch cooking station. And it's going, I don't know how they're going to work this, but a Blackstone 36-inch cooking station is going to the Prosser Cemetery. I don't know. I don't know. And finally, tonight's grand prize, I suppose. It's the biggest one, a Craftsman manual gear 42-inch riding lawnmower. And congratulations to Ora Wallace. You're the winner of the riding lawnmower. Ora Wallace. Very good. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you all for riding through and registering for your annual meeting. Thanks to those of you who joined us this evening for the business session. It's always a pleasure to be with you, and we wish you a great summer, and we'll see you next year for your co-op's annual meeting. Have a good night.